Hey Slayers, welcome to another Behind the Behemoth Dev Diary. Today we're talking all about the making of Agarus and Terra Escalation.
When we're setting out to make a new environment, ideally we have some idea of what kind of behemoth is going to live there, and we can start to create a mood that we want to establish that sort of suits that creature. So in the case of Escalation for Terra, we had a good amount of time to give the concept artists time to breathe and explore and go pretty broad with their high-level thumbnail explorations and that kind of thing. So they really just kind of went wild with it. We definitely wanted to go a little bit mystical forest vibe. We've got mushrooms and forests and mist. It's just great. That's definitely my vibe. I'm really happy that there are all these moments of reveals, like you go over the waterfalls and there's this tree that you want to get to, and it was kind of fun to play with height and elevation changes and catwalks and long jumps. When thinking about how to connect the behemoth's personality to its environment, we wanted to try something a little different this time, where it was a relatively stationary behemoth. And that kind of gave us a fun opportunity to brainstorm at the start about how that reveal was going to feel.
The idea was, when you first see him, he looks like an ancient tree and then all of a sudden comes to life. And so there's this really awesome moment where the branches come to life. Kind of unravels and transforms into a humanoid character. Agarus's personality was based on an old, grumpy, godlike being. He's quite upset that you're in his domain. His movements are lumbering, they're quite slow. The biggest challenge was, how do we create fun around the idea that he's not moving as much? So the poison pools, the projectiles that he puts out, these were all things that we wanted to add to create some movement on the player's behalf. He is our first asymmetrical behemoth. And the first thing that we realize is, if we want to do an attack that is a left version and a right version, we have to create a brand new unique animation for that. If he has one big, heavy, strong arm on the right and a skinnier arm on the left, the moveset should reflect that. A lot of the moves you'll see, there'll be a roar or a reaction. And we want to talk to audio and decide, is this a good spot for it? What would fit in this area? What are the noises of certain attacks?
Well, I mean, a staple in a lot of the behemoth designs is it starts with our vocals. So the drawing board is usually us screaming into a mic. I would loop an animation and just perform vocals to it until I felt I had some kind of right feeling for that particular moveset. Woo! What was fun with Agarus is I wanted to give him a texture to his voice that really characterized him, a big tree. And around the same time, our studio had just acquired a really fancy microphone that records really high sample rates, meaning you can record something and then pitch it down considerably without losing any fidelity of audio. So I recorded my vocals. Then I blended them with, I have in my apartment this incredibly creaky dresser. Got a really good performance out of my dresser. And that's what you're hearing throughout the fight. Different kind of interplaying between my vocals and this dresser.
Thank you so much for watching this edition of Behind the Behemoth, all about Agarus. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on socials if you want to keep up with Dauntless news. Until next time, clear skies, Slayers.